Chair recognizes Senator Toomey of Pennsylvania.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Barthold, we've both discussed the fact that there are some very broad category or broad items that are often described as tax expenditures, the reduction of which wouldn't necessarily obviously be pro-growth. You know, in the case of how we would treat income that's earned overseas, you make the point of how we treat depreciation. But there's another entire category that's just egregious, it seems to me, and that does cost us economic growth by virtue of their being there. You know, it seems to me we have as many, maybe more than a dozen different subsidies for various kinds of green energy, amounting to over $2.5 billion a year. We have ethanol tax credits that are nearly $6 billion a year. We have domestic manufacturing deductions that you can get by making a movie. We have credits for rehabilitating privately owned houses. My question for you is, don't these certainly amount to the government picking winners and losers within the economy?
I think that precise point was made earlier by one of the other members of the Joint Committee. Winners, losers, they all reflect policy decisions made by Congress at some point. And
right. Okay. So let me ask it this way: do these features distort economic activity compared to what it would otherwise be?
Certainly, and that's actually part of what the tax expenditure notion is about. If you favor one sector over another sector.
Isn't it generally likely that if we use the tax code to distort economic activity, on balance, we're going to have less economic growth than we would have if we allowed the marketplace to allocate capital instead of political people?
As a general matter, abstracting from the potential for what economists call externalities, general economic thinking is that the market outcome allocates capital most efficiently.
And for instance, in a specific case, when it comes to these credits as they apply to energy, if you step back and look at it, if we as a society decide we're going to use the tax code to drive people toward the use of less efficient sources of energy, aren't we poorer as a society on balance as a result of that?
Again, if you up to whether there might be market externalities involved, you're saying that by favoring one sector over another, you're distorting choice, which means you're not getting as much total outcome as you otherwise possibly could.
Well, yes, and I'm saying
you've made that choice for Congress.
Well, right, for whatever other reasons, from a purely economic consideration, if you choose to use a less efficient source of energy, you have less prosperity, therefore less growth and fewer jobs.
That's correct, sir.